Okay, so in this video, we are going to discuss a little bit about how to set up your word problems that go with systems of equations. And essentially what you want to remember is that we've covered two variable systems and three variable systems. So any of these word problems could set up in either of those ways, okay? And to kind of give you a few little tips before you get into all of the other videos is try to think about working backwards at the beginning of the problem. So like if you read number one, it talks about a boat on a river is traveling downstream, and you got your 20 miles apart, 1 hour. They're giving you all those details. And then it talks about the return trip, and that takes 2.5 hours. And then it says, what are the speed of the boat and the speed of the current? Okay. And so if you think about what they're asking you there is a speed of the boat and the speed of the current, which is two unknowns. Okay. So a lot of times towards the end of the problem, they'll give something away that kind of tells you how many variables you have, and then decide what you want to call the boat and decide what you want to call the current. And then what you're doing there is two variables, so you want to set up a 2 by 2 system. So now you need two equations. So if you have two variables, you need two equations, all right? And there's another video in the examples that kind of talks about how to set one of these problems up. Plus, I want you to practice this skill, so I'm not going to give the rest of the problem away. But let me go down to another example to give you another example of what I'm talking about with thinking backwards here. So if you look at number 5, it says you've got, the club invested $5,000 into 3 different accounts, all right? And then it talks about the percentages of interest in each of the accounts, and then it talks about how much interest was earned, and then it gives you some specifics about that third account and how that was set up. And then you'll notice here at the very end it says how much was invested at each rate. Okay, well, remember there are 3 accounts. Okay, so they're looking for the amount that you put in each of the 3 accounts. So that's probably going to be 3 variables, right? So you want to think about X, Y, and Z and figure out which variable goes with which account. So like, and label this, by the way. So if you want your X to be what's in the 8% account, go ahead and jot that down, and then your 9% account can be what's the Y, and the 10% account can be your Z. Now this is 3 variables, so now you're looking for a 3 by 3 system, and you need 3 equations, 1, 2, 3. So however many variables you have, that's how many equations need to be in your system. And there's an example posted that's very similar to this, so you can watch that video, and then you can try that problem on your own. Now, I always get a lot of questions about number 7, so I'm just going to go ahead and address that in the video. And what they're doing here is setting up a 3 variable system. So you're going to use this function, and you're going to have one equation that matches this first point. So you want to think about your, oops, sorry, my screen's jumping around on me here. Let me try to move that again. There we go. You want to make sure you use a 1 for your X and a -6 for the Y. So you can say A and then, okay, so my computer's going crazy there. Sorry, okay, A times 1 squared plus B times 1 plus C equals -6. Okay, and then you want to repeat that with your second point. And so that's A, and your 1 is, I'm sorry, your X is -1. And then your Y is 2. And then lastly, do that third point. So your A is, I'm sorry, your X, I keep saying that wrong, sorry, your X is -2. and your y is -3. So what you have here obviously is a 3-variable system that you need to kind of simplify, clean things up a little bit, and then solve it. All right, so I'll leave you to it. Have fun. Make sure you're practicing all of that algebra and you're working out all of those little kinks and asking questions when you have them, and I'll see you in the next video.